Welcome to Comics Experiment right here at the Comicstorian channel. Streamed live on twitch.tv/Comicstorian every Thursday at about, I don't know, Dan, when do we stream the show?
Roughly 3 p.m. Eastern.
Roughly around that time frame. This week's going to be a little bit weird. We really needed to talk about DC Infinite Frontier, I believe is what it's called. New announcement. So, okay, so we decided we were like, okay, Absolute Comics did its last episode. We have nothing. They're not going to announce nothing for Christmas. And then we went to Comics Experiment. And we're like, all right, cool. So we did our last episode over here. We talked about the Joker stories. They're not going to announce nothing for us to jump onto. This is going to be great. This is going to be great. and then Katy Perry announced that Zooey Deschanel is going to be in her music video. Like, what? How can we not do an episode about this?
So crazy.
Yes.
Now, 2020 just got better thanks to that.
What was that? What was that, Sal?
Now, forgive me, which one is which?
One's the singer, one's the TV show person.
Okay, but they do look identical, right?
Yeah. I don't know. One chopped their bearings off and everyone made headlines over it. But today's podcast about Katy Perry and Zooey Deschanel is brought to you by two of our sponsors and our Patreon. Dan, give the whole spiel.
Yes, it is brought to you by Warby Parker Eyewear, where we will tell you about in the middle of today's episode, where you can try 5 pairs of glasses at home for free, as well as G Fuel, where you can get 10% off with code COMICS at checkout.
And
Patreon. Then our Patreon at patreon.com/Comicstorian or patreon.com/ComicPop.
Yes, depending on your episode and what you're watching. Don't forget, guys, we do film multiple podcasts over at Twitch, twitch.tv/Comicstorian, where you get the Absolute Comics Show with me and Sal talking about the latest comic book news, and you get the Comics Experiment Show with me, Dan, and Andy just being idiots talking about comic books and multiple D&D games. But yes, so the whole crew said we're on Christmas vacation, there's nothing going on, and DC announced that Katy Perry is... No, okay, that joke's over. DC announced the new era of stories. And so we were like, hey, we can do a quick podcast to fill the Christmas spirit. But that's why you got us all on Discord. We're all doing a Discord episode because Dan is already... Dan, okay, Sal, I got to ask Dan something real quick. I know Dan's already on a time crunch today.
God.
When you decided to pick your character for our new D&D campaign, which allows you to summon a fire spirit fox, were you picturing that as the fox on the poster behind your head?
Yeah.
Is that a fox or is that a nine-tails?
My nine-tailed fox that says, I give 0 fox.
Yes, yeah.
100%. And I will be saying that line and making fox puns the entire time.
Nice.
I'm doing a campaign in D&D that's just for us to do off stream. Sorry, guys, you want to see that one streamed? You get like 3 other shows from us. But we're doing a campaign off stream, and Dan gets to... What is your class that you get to summon?
I am a Circle of Wildfire Druid. So I summon this fire spirit, and then I light everything on fire. I don't have to light everything on fire, but I chose to pick only fire spells so I can. I felt it was the only appropriate choice.
So, just a sidebar, just so you guys know, Sal's like, I don't even play D&D. I'm going to try to do a campaign with him. It's going to be fun. But, all right, so let's look at the actual announcement, the DC Comics new era. I got word of this not from the articles, because literally, when I went on vacation, I shut the computer down and walked away. I was like, this time I'm going to try to take a vacation and not stare at the computer. Because for those guys who don't know, when you do the jobs that we do, if you're staring at the computer to even to play a video game, you end up going, oh, well, what can I do? Maybe I could just tweak the schedule. Let me just tweak out this script over here. Let me plan out some podcast episodes. Let me do stuff like that. There, I look better like this. Because when I sit like this, I'm like...
Yeah, it's more slimming that way.
Yeah. I know. I'm sitting cross-legged in my chair right now to keep posture.
I'm gonna sit like this the whole episode, just with this smirk sound, because I got the hat, so it makes it all weird. This is Hat Benny, by the way. We're gonna get like Funko Pops of this Hat Benny.
We do need variants on the Benny.
The Benny design.
Beard Benny, Hat Benny, Beardless Benny.
We'll have the limited edition Benny with purple hair from long ago.
Yes,
without a beard too. The good old days.
So I saw this tweeted out by Scott Snyder, and his pitch for it was a combination of everything you guys enjoyed on DC Rebirth and the New 52.
Yeah.
Which, what does that even mean? Because I thought Rebirth was everything you liked about pre-New 52 and the New 52. And
right. Well, and of course,
it's funny because I read the I think it was CBR wrote an article about Infinite Frontier, and they're talking all about it. And I'm not going to jump ahead, but I do want to say that they referenced Doomsday Clock in it, and I'm like, stop, because DC does not care about Doomsday Clock. Like, that's over, you know? Like, they, if it's going to be referenced by anybody, it'll be referenced by Jeff Johns when he's doing other books.
Yep.
But DC does not care about whatever publishing initiative or plan Johns had in store for the DC universe.
He's not even really.
Clock.
I mean,
he's not an architect anymore.
No, Sal and I did a deep dive in this, Dan, because there was a period in which we were both like, where did Jeff Johns even go? He's doing his own company and is getting hired for contract work at DC. So he's not designing DC anymore.
No.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he's a writer for DC the way that anyone is. Like, he's a freelancer, more or less.
Right.
You'll see that actually a lot of these writers have created their own studios. Scott Snyder just did it not too long ago, and he's doing the Kickstarter with Nocterra and so forth. But Miller has one, the Miller World. You got, like, they all have their own little studios, and then you subcontract those studios to work for your bigger company. Right. So theoretically, we could live in a time when Jeff Johns' company could be sublet by Marvel. The only difference is, of course, like, Johns' company is used also to, like, produce movies for Warner Brothers, so it's a lot less likely just because of the connection with the parent company. But you know, that's where Johns is right now, and that's why Doomsday Clock doesn't matter.
So let's go off the top of this. We can deep dive into each and every single one of these to make for a nice full podcast episode. Which, by the way, I got nothing to say about our podcast. Just thank you guys so much for the continued support. YouTube algorithm is screwing us over, and without you guys actually watching Sal's show, my shows, and Absolute Comics all together, we don't exist. We literally just poof. If you don't believe in us, we vanish from existence.
We live and thrive off your belief.
Yeah, you have to find us or deliberately watch us. The days of passively. You know, like, if you watched a lot of a certain type of channel, it was like you were subscribed because you just got fed their shows.
Yep.
Those days are long gone. You need to hunt us down if you're subscribed. Or if you're not, even more work has to go into it. So the fact that you do means we really, really appreciate it, because otherwise, we'll just be ghosts in the winds of irrelevancy.
Exactly.
It's not good for us.
Did you like my tweet, Sal? Mandatory Star Wars is awesome, so I appear to be very relevant in pop culture.
I mean, you just gotta, I'm part of the cycle now.
Look, I watch Star Wars too, guys.
Yeah. By the way, I did watch Star Wars, and my wife and I were on bated breath. I don't want to spoil anything.
My
but we
God.
were like, we were screaming at the TV like I was 12 again.
I was
like, wow,
the greatest finale ever without spoiling. The greatest finale to any show in existence other than Supernatural.
Of course. But yeah, goodness. Man, it was just unbelievable. So I can understand everyone's enthusiasm. That's why I forewent relevancy. I was like, I don't want to accidentally say anything.
Well, that's why I did mine. I was like, it was cool.
Cool stuff. Can't wait for more.
Can we talk about one problem with that real quick as we go into this? Because this is probably not going to take the entire episode.
No.
So without spoiling what happened, it's become a thing where every social media platform unintentionally spoils everything. Unintentionally. Totally. Now, without going into what happened in this particular episode, I can easily use the previous episode of like two. So, yeah, everyone on Twitter's like, yeah. We're totally not spoiling what happened in Mandalorian. This is 2-3 weeks ago, so if you're not caught up at all, mute me for a second. But everyone is like, we're not going to spoil it, but this episode is amazing. # Boba Fett. Like, what? And then you go to Twitter trending. You go to Twitter trending, and it's # Boba Fett. I'm like, well, I wonder who showed up in this episode, guys.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Man. And I'm gonna test the fences a little bit. For the last episode of Mandalorian, there were hashtags and trending topics that were just the spoilers for the finale.
That's all it was. And that's what I'm saying. We're in a different day and age now where everyone's like, don't spoil it for me. And I'm like, okay, avoid the internet. Because we turned the spoiler into a trending topic.
Exactly. Yes. Well, and that's the thing. That's why it's like, don't spoil it. Y'all are spoiling it so much. It's trending. Okay. It's not like Twitter was like, let's push out this spoiler.
Yeah.
No, it's you guys keep spoiling it, and they're like, this is everything that they're talking about. Let's just put that out. This is the thing everyone's talking about. That's the spoiler, guys.
Yeah. That's the worst part. I mean, in that particular episode, I think 3 trending topics were the spoilers. Literally the spoilers.
Literally, yeah. The 3 things that could be spoiled were the 3 topics.
And I hate this because I've had people hit me up with stuff about that happened in comic books, and they're like, "Well, I didn't tell you what happened. I just asked your opinions on a character." No,
right.
What?
Yeah.
Like I'm stupid?
Right. Hey, can you tell me what you think about the Sentry and like whether or not and who could kill him?
Right. I'm not saying what I'm not trying to spoil anything. You haven't read King in Black yet, right? Yeah, so
that might as well be a verbatim conversation that has taken place online more times than I care.
I've had that because I have open DMs on my Discord, and I've had that kind of stuff float across. Like I'm playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and Natalie's like, "Oh, do you know what happens at the ending?" Because I'm taking my time with it. I play a different game. I jump in Valhalla for like an hour, and I just to veg out. And she's like, "Well, don't careful. You gotta get it spoiled." I'm like, "No, everyone spoils everything. I read the story. That way, at least I spoiled it for myself."
Yes. Well, at least then because you can. I mean, yeah, it's so spoilers is another topic. Just suffice it to say, if you don't want to be spoiled, the burden of responsibility, whether it should be or not, is on you.
That's the day and age we're in. Remember back in the day there used to be rules, and Dan, I'll give you a word to talk in a minute. I'm sorry you haven't read it. When me and Sal get going, it's just it's rough. It is.
We're used to having 2 hosts. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you guys are good.
It used to be a rule. It'd be like a 2-week rule. We don't talk about it for 2 weeks. As a matter of fact, in 2015, 2013, that time frame when we all started these channels, before Marvel and DC said we don't want you to rush out videos. And everyone started doing it, and then, long story short. But before it all started, the original wait a week to 2 weeks was from the fans asking us not to spoil comics. So we all across the board waited. Then various individuals started rushing comic books out. We all started doing it. Then Marvel and DC were like, "Oh, wait, what? Why are you giving away comics day one? We're going to attack you, Benny." And you know what? For the record, you can say, "Benny, you keep whining about that shit." I'm going to fucking whine about that to the end of goddamn time until they start either... I don't know. Do something. I don't know.
Yeah. If you don't spoil it, we'll spoil it to the Hollywood Reporter. Thank you very much.
Exactly.
But no, I remember back in the day, it used to be a rule. We'd all wait 2 weeks to reveal the latest comic book reveal, and
even then, I remember that
there was like a verbatim on like nobody talk about the new Star Wars. We're not going to talk about Sixth Sense. We're not going to talk about these things.
Internally, we had like very heated discussions about whether 2 weeks was egregious. I remember you were like, 2 weeks, 1 week's enough, guys. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, 2 weeks would be cool because like I have a job, like I have places to be, and I don't have time to go to the movies. But yeah, no. Now it's like more like 2 hours. I mean, it's the same thing as the Netflix model when like the Marvel Netflix shows came out, and it was like spoilers for the last episode, and the show dropped 4 hours ago.
Yeah,
right.
There were spoilers for Mandalorian before I woke up.
Right.
Because people waited
I'm like,
for
when are
it to
people
drop.
watching the show?
Yeah. It drops at like 11 p.m. and I'm old, so normally 11 p.m. I'm laying in bed, but it drops. It's not always on point. So Natalie and I agree to watch it the next morning, and I wake up and they're trending with those topics, and I'm like, you didn't
win.
Like what? I had to literally watch it the moment it drops, or I'm going to get spoiled.
I will say the bright side to the tiny attention span of the internet is you really just have to avoid Twitter the first day, because then the second day, like something else will be trending and you don't have to worry about it.
That's true.
That's literally what I told Andy, because Andy runs our Instagram, and I was like, just stay off Instagram today. You'll be fine tomorrow.
That's fair. But then it's like a minefield, because then you're like, okay, the dust has settled, but like any minute now, someone could just pop out of the woods and tell me like what a spoiler from Mandalorian, or like, did you see that though, Boba Fett though, right? And it's like, oh,
Like you're out in the woods, they just pop out. Hear about Boba Fett?
I'm already expecting that WandaVision is going to be spoiled for me within hours of it dropping. I'm going to wake up to DMs of it being spoiled because at least people don't seem to be aware that I like Star Wars, and I don't talk about it too much to the point where people know that I like Star Wars. So people avoid me on that one a lot of times. Like I get more Assassin's Creed spoilers than I get Star Wars spoilers.
Right. You're a public Assassin's Creed fan, yeah.
Yeah. But with WandaVision, I'm expecting there's going to be no way to avoid it. It's just going to drop. And
With WandaVision, I am aware. I'll just have to like set an alarm. When the show drops, I'll watch the episode.
Yeah, that's it. That's got to be it. That's it. All right, you guys want to talk about the spoilers for Infinite Frontier?
Why not?
Sure.
Yeah. Infinite Frontier.
Let's do it.
What is it? When is it coming?
Okay, so based on the article from CBR, because they've got the most information, like all the other ones, like Sci-Fi, and everyone's like, it's a thing.
Right.
Not only that,
Did we get? Hey, welcome to our clickbait.
when I was looking at some of the articles to try and like see a breakdown, because like that's the thing everyone wants, right? Just tell me what it is, who's on it, what the titles are. The majority of articles I found were like bricks of text, and I'm like, what? Did you forget how to write an article for the internet about comics? Like, what's happening here?
Are you unaware of that trend?
No, is that like the new thing now?
Wait, what?
Because like no one reads bricks of text.
I definitely don't.
Bricks of text is the new. So as Houston discovered, so Houston cooks. You know that we cook for fun.
Yes.
We have a good time with it, and we would always question, why do all of these blogs with the recipe have to tell us their life story as to how they got to that recipe?
Yes.
We
Oh
started
my God.
noticing that trend has bled over to World of Warcraft articles. Because, Dan, were we not looking for how to do things? And it was like, well, I was looking to how to get this mount myself. So I spoke to someone how much of an advantage this would give them. And I'm like, how the fuck do I get the mount? Like, it's all I
they're
want.
even like, they're like, well, I wanted this mount because when I was 6, I saw a giraffe one time, and this one looks like a giraffe, so I would like it.
And I feel like
Here's how you get it. It's here.
What
Why
I
didn't
feel
you
like
tell me
it-
that first?
What I feel like is going on, and I don't know website article analytics, but I feel like there's got to be a size analytic, and what I think it is the length of your article, the more ads you can put in. So if I tell you why Superman is important to me before telling you about the future of Superman, I've got a block of text.
That's
Right.
true. Yeah. All right, you
Or-
got me there.
Secondary idea is because of all those ad blocker things that prevent you from scrolling down too far, and they want to make sure you can't get the article before you scroll past the ad block.
Oh my God, that's nefarious.
It's their ways to get around it all.
Yeah, it's also probably inspired by the annoying trend of the news. Like, if you ever read the newspaper, usually if you skip the first 2 paragraphs of any like given article, you'll get the news. Like, you get the actual information, because there's actually like a structure to how news articles are written.
Yeah.
And the first one's like, the first 1 or 2 is the human interest. It's supposed to like tell you a little mini story, a little Hemingway novella that'll give you a connection to whatever the hell's happening, so that you know what the tax code is going to be this week. Like, that's it's an annoying trend, but I've noticed that it's been that way forever. Like, for the longer than people who watch this show have been alive. So, you know, complaining about it now is a waste of breath. But I see that is definitely the case in food blogs, in video game tutorials. If I want to find out where that last rusty shield is in Breath of the Wild, I have to slog through your own personal anecdotes about what you were thinking when you were like riding Eponia through this realm. And it's like, just tell me where the shield is, please, so that I can kill this Ganon thing.
And I'm going to end this part of our topic. And after this, Dan, you go into our ad roll by letting everyone know we are being quite obviously hypocritical, because the title of this video definitely says DC Infinite Frontier.
We've talked about anything but.
And it's been 20 minutes, and we've talked about Mandalorian, video games, the thing on Dan's wall.
Yep.
Well, but before we go in, let me explain to you what DC means to me.
Please.
But before I do that, I will open a portal.
Today's podcast is sponsored by Warby Parker. Warby Parker is committed to providing exceptional vision care online in stores by offering eyeglasses, sunglasses, eye exams, and contact lenses. Glasses start at $95, and that includes prescription lenses. Sunglasses, progressives, and blue light lenses are also available. I did the quiz, and it's super easy and straightforward. Just pick a width size that fits you, Pick the type of glasses you want and browse through their immense selection to find the 5 perfect glasses for you that you want to test out. Try Warby Parker's free home try-on program. Order 5 pairs of glasses to try at home for free for 5 days. There's no obligation to buy. Ships free and includes a prepaid return shipping label. Try 5 pairs of glasses at home for free at warbyparker.com/experiment. Or as an end-of-the-year treat, you can save up to 15% when you purchase 2 or more Warby Parker prescription eyewear, including eyeglasses or sunglasses. So be sure to check out warbyparker.com/experiment. That's warbyparker.com/experiment.
All right, so Infinite Frontier, for all of you guys who are now posting in the comments down below, I believe it's about 1920 into the video. I'll help you out with that.
Here's your time code.
You assholes. Anyway.
Watch the whole video.
I won't lie. I get so annoyed with people that do that. I'm going into the topic. I finally, but I'll be sitting there and I'll do this 4-hour video. It's a full story, and then someone in the intro ends at 2:01. It's 4 hours and you couldn't watch 2 minutes of me rambling?
That's literally every show we do now, where they're like, this is where the main book is in this comic book review show where we talk about new books and introduce you to them, and they're like, King in Black's over here at 45 minutes. And I'm like, thanks.
Well, just so you know, what I did is I blocked the phrase starts at.
You know what I did recently? You get those horrible bots that are like, "Be my girlfriend," and it's kissies and all these other
They're all over the gaming channel. I don't know why they're not on the comic book channel. They're all over the gaming channel.
They're a nightmare. I grabbed all of the emotes that they use and put those in the flagged comment section. I get all of them now. All of them.
That's genius.
I'm going to do that now. That's a genius idea.
You know what also? Another quick handy tip, by the way.
Yeah.
Put actually in your flagged words, and you will save yourself a huge amount of headache.
Oh, the latest one that I've been getting that I want is I just irritates the piss out of me over on.
Yeah.
And I remember this used to irritate me back in the day in the gaming channel. We do the story. The idea is here's the synopsis of the previous 40-hour game, so that you can go play the next 40-hour game. That was the whole idea behind those series. And we always, I'll make a 7-minute video telling you the bare bones knowledge. And you always get someone that goes, well, actually, this is the really important part that you didn't cover. And this is all the important stuff you missed. And I always respond, when I used to, but I'd be like, why is that important to the sequel? The point of this video is to link you to the sequel. Why is that important to the sequel?
Because when I was a boy.
All right, so moving on. DC, Infinite Frontier. Now the timestamp for those guys is 22 minutes or so. Okay. So according to this article, the flagship title is going to have. Here's the funniest part about this future state thing.
Yes.
We literally just made a video in which I said, where's all the big names? Joshua Williamson, Scott Snyder, Jeff Johns, Becky Cloonan, James Tynan, Joel Jones, Alieth Martinez, John Romita Jr. Tom King is not in this listing.
He's not on this listing, but he's still absent from Future State as well.
But what I'm saying is, they all just stepped away from Future State. That's what this is. They just,
right.
Because even Joel Jones, I mean, it's the same as that argument I had with, I forget her name now, Mariko. Joel Jones hasn't done very much, but what she has done has been some beautiful art, and she, you know what I mean? And what I have enjoyed what she has done. But I don't know who Alieth Martinez, though, is. That's the only name on this list I don't recognize.
Well, I think jumping ahead a little bit, Infinite Frontier is the, if Future State was the testing ground for this talent, Infinite Frontier is the actual game.
Yeah.
So they were brought over from Future State, you know.
I like that. Well, the whole thing's going to start with a 64-page one-shot, so just like Rebirth.
I'm really glad about that,
Rebirth.
For the record. I prefer events that start with a, hey, here's everything in one comic for you, so you don't have to read 6 different comics that have a past thing for the first half of the comic and a current thing for the second half of the comic. I'm not pointing fingers at Endless Winter or anything, but but I just like those ones where it's here is what you're going to get. now here are your stories.
Right.
I'm actually happy that we're getting that one shot.
I will take it, and my hope is that it is like DC Universe Rebirth #1, where it was like a story as opposed to like a sampler or a previews book.
Yeah,
that just
right.
shows you like super short mini chapters that give you like a bite-sized intro into the. No, if Infinite Frontier is going to be like a story / initiative, like so many other things, then introduce it and set it up.
Yeah.
Which is exciting to me. That
the only
concept
problem I
dig.
have with this, everyone's like, where do I start in comics? Where do I start in comics? I'd always say, go grab the latest Justice League or the latest Avengers and go from there. See who you like, and then you could jump into their stories and things like that. And that's basically what these are. These are like, oh, go check out everything that's happening, as a Rebirth was.
Yeah.
I wish they would make it more obvious, though. Like, if I'm Joe Schmo coming off the street, like, oh, DC started a new initiative, where do I start? And you don't want to talk to the store owner. Why doesn't this say, like, DC Infinite Frontier, start here?
Right.
Yeah. I feel like, and we haven't actually gone into what the meat and potatoes of Infinite Frontier is, but it feels like...
We don't even really know. We just know some of the books.
Well, that's it. It feels like they didn't have a plan, and they didn't have a name for it, because it was just, well, we're doing Future State, and then after Future State, because we only commissioned so many books for 5G, we relabeled it Future State, we're going to put out those books that got finished, and then we're going to go back to normal. But we're also setting things up through Death Metal and the new status quo for the universe, so we do need to call it something, and we have been accused of not having a plan before, so we're calling it Infinite Frontier. Like, give it a logo, give it a name, give it an initiative.
I think they were also like, we haven't used the word infinite in one of our crises or events in a while. We got to use that. Got to bring it back.
Surprised
in.
we didn't get Death Infinite. Anyway.
Infinite.
I
Death
think what
Metal.
happened is Dan DiDio had 5G. That was planned. They had that all slated out for the next year. WB came in like, your sales are down, your books are getting panned at this point. Like, you're divisive. Like we used to say, as much as I love Tom King's run and you didn't like Tom King's run, Batman shouldn't be divisive.
Nope.
Batman should be 90% of everyone loves it. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
It should be a safety book that you can go, I
exactly.
don't know what to get. Batman. I know I'm getting
yeah.
something good.
So I feel like what they decided to do was, okay, we got to figure something out. And they just, you're right, they didn't have a plan after Future State. I mean, and I feel like 5G became Future State as a good stopgap, because I don't think they had anything planned past Death Metal. Because it's obvious Death Metal has gone much longer than it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure Death Metal was supposed to start like in March, and it should have been done by the end of summer, and then we would have moved into the new event. And
You can blame some of that on the pandemic, but, like, no. I think that Death Metal was supposed to set up 5G, and 5G, of course, was no more.
yeah.
And so they had to extend Death Metal, and Scott had no problem helping to set up whatever the next status quo was going to be.
Oh yeah, I doubt it.
And
an issue.
they just shaped it into
Especially with the
Future State
nature of Death Metal, it's so easy to just be like, and now there's another crazy thing happening.
Right.
Right, yeah. Well, because every chapter of Snyder's run from Justice League to now has ended with, oh, they're gonna win. Oh, nope, they don't.
I've never seen
he
the
did that,
Justice
like-
League fail this much back to back.
Seriously, like 11 times they're like, oh, here we go. Oh, we lost, but we'll just rally again. So, like,
I feel like
all
after
he
the
needed to
third
do-
loss, like Superman should have been like, I think I need a new team.
Yeah. Now
like
I
you're all
understand why
holding me
Superman.
back.
You know, Superman wasn't on the Justice League during most of the 80s. It's like, here's why. He's like, I don't, like, I am half of you guys.
I'm pretty sure you're all holding me back. I'm just gonna go with the other
Yeah.
superpowered guys, and we're gonna make our own Justice League.
He's like,
Yeah, you
wait,
know
you
there's
called
other
us the
Supermen.
Justice League? I thought we were just Superman and friends. I thought that's so weird. Like,
Okay, so DC Generations. Most evidently, the cover that we're seeing shows several superhero legacies that span multiple generations. Batman and his son, Damian Wayne. Although Damian is no longer Robin, he still works as his father as part of the Bat family. Wait, is he not Robin? Oh, he's not!
No.
He's wearing the
No,
League of
he's-
Assassins outfit.
Yeah,
Yes.
he ditched in Teen Titans.
In all honesty, I'm not even gonna lie. I know he ditched in Teen Titans. I 100% expected them to do what they've done with Damian every single time, where they were going to ignore that, and he was just gonna be like, "And I'm Robin, and I'm making Teen Titans again."
I thought they were going to make him Red X. I was expecting them to be like,
he might
oh,
still be Red X. Maybe that's what.
no,
like,
because you got both of them in the image. Red X is
Yeah.
right above Damian in his
Oh yeah,
League
he's
of
doing,
Assassins
what is
outfit.
this?
I don't
Red
quite
X.
know what he's doing.
Yeah, he's looking very heroic. I mean, they're all striking very obvious hero poses.
Yeah.
So Red X is like, I don't even know. Nobody even knows who I am yet. So I should strike a hero pose too. Okay.
Okay, so although Damian is no longer Robin, he works as Superman with his teenage son. We have two Flashes, Barry and Wally. I feel like we're going to get that separate book finally. Remember the rumors forever ago that we were officially going to get a second book, and it kind of became Flash Forward, and it was like, that was fun, but not at all what we were expecting a Wally West book to be.
Right.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Although, in all honesty, I don't know why they didn't keep doing that. Wally West going through the multiverse, trying to help people, would have been just an incredible ongoing series. Like,
Yeah, just Exiles with Flash in it.
Yeah.
It'd be fine.
most telling, the original Green Lantern, Alan Scott, stands alongside Jon Stewart. Moreover, Alan's kids, Jade and Obsidian. Wait, where are they on this image?
They're behind.
Oh,
they're between
yeah.
Black Adam and Alan Scott.
yeah, look
and
Aren't they from
John.
like the far-flung future? Is that a no?
Well, anything's possible in the infinite frontier.
Well, that's where they attributed it to Doomsday Clock. They're like, well, because Alan Scott was brought back in Doomsday Clock. I'm like, he also came back during Scott Snyder's Justice League run.
Yeah, the whole Justice
And-
Society came back during that.
Yeah,
I almost feel like
so-
Scott Snyder did that because like Doomsday Clock's taking so long. I'll just bring him back. I'll just give you an alternate.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. And maybe it was because the higher ups were like, undermine Doomsday Clock in a big bad way, or maybe he was like, screw Doomsday Clock.
he was probably
I got
like,
something
you know
pretty
what?
sweet coming up.
I might need to use this character, and I have no idea when he's going to finish this. So let's just play it safe right now and just bring him in,
Yeah,
and then just call it good from there.
right.
Stargirl is what I've noticed interesting about Stargirl. She's the only character that doesn't have anyone else cluttering her spot.
Yeah.
Well, she has a show.
Right.
It's very popular.
Very popular. Yeah, and it was good. I watched about half of
Yeah,
it,
it was a
and then I
solid
just
show.
I really should finish that.
The second
literally-
half is probably the better half, to
I'm
be
like
honest.
sitting here like last night going, what should I watch? What should I watch? And I'm like looking for sitcoms and stuff. I should have finished Stargirl. Like and they got the new Wonder Woman on there, the Brazilian one.
Yep.
And Wonder Woman, I think, is dead. I think she dies.
I think
No,
we're
I-
getting like 5 different Wonder Women.
Well, no,
Yeah,
but
we're getting the replacement Wonder Woman. We're getting the new Wonder Girl, who I think is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, and I think Diana is going into the future.
either that or she is
Well,
now a
obvious.
god after the last death metal. She's
Well,
going to stay that way.
Yeah.
Actually, that would
could
be
be.
kind of cool. I would
And-
like
and
that
all-
if she like joined the Pantheon and
That's
now
what
we
I
got
said.
a
That would
different
actually be
Wonder Woman.
cool if
I'd like that.
Yeah.
It would also play into her character very well.
Yeah, especially because it wouldn't disrupt a Wonder Woman book too significantly, since Wonder Woman books notoriously sell poorly. So they're like, it really doesn't matter who Wonder Woman is, really. Like, we could put Diana in space or the future
Yeah.
or in the Athens or the Colosseum. It doesn't matter. Just stick her over there. As long as
So
she could pop in once in a while.
Yeah.
So moving on, it says future state staying around, and we can tell because we got like the new Batman on there. We have some of the new characters on there, including the Brazilian Wonder
Yep.
Woman that everyone's freaking out about because the design is amazing.
Yeah.
But what's interesting, and I didn't know this book existed, but there's an upcoming book called Immortal Wonder Woman, which plays into her idea that she's going to stay a god.
Right.
But apparently, Immortal Wonder, that's who's in the background there in the hovering, the Immortal Wonder Woman.
Oh.
Do you think?
Okay.
Do you think?
Oh,
Do you think they're trying to
interesting.
take the name Immortal so that people like Immortal Hulk, Immortal Wonder Woman?
I don't know.
I
It
mean-
could be. The companies have always aped off each other for like less arbitrary reasons. Mm-hmm. Like I could see, they've literally been like, "Oh, there's a lot of green on that cover. Put more green on our covers." Like, I could see them being like, "Yeah, we're gonna take Immortal and own it." And it's like, okay,
You can't own the word immortal. It's a big word.
right, okay. It's a completely different book.
The future state Jess Chambers, a.k.a. Kid Quick, the gender-fluid, non-binary speedster from Earth 11, apparently is staying around.
Yep. Yeah, essentially, I think they're suggesting, because I remember when they announced future state, they were like, don't worry, everybody. So 5G was going to be the new status quo, right? A couple years later, here's everything. Blah. You didn't like that. We didn't stick with that. We morphed it into a future state. So it's just a glimpse of what could happen in the future. But now they're saying, or implying, and this could change, that Infinite Frontier is basically it's coming after future state, and they're saying that was a glimpse in the future, and that some of those things are canon, and that we didn't just show you an alternate future, we're showing you what probably will happen in the future.
Yep.
So that matters a lot more than we said it did.
And my bet is that Red X is Tim Drake, because he's the only one not on there. Red Hood's there, Nightwing's there, Damien's there. I don't see Tim Drake.
It's just based on the way that they've described him that I don't think he is, because they've described him as a student of the Teen Titans that went rogue, essentially.
Yeah. And they're doing that Teen Titans Academy thing, so...
Exactly. Yeah,
yep.
So... we'll see.
We haven't commented at all on this Kid Quick, gender fluid, non-binary speedster thing. I'm just going to make a quick statement. I got a feeling because that is... So the only issue I have with any of this is if that's what the whole book's about. And I got a feeling with that being the entire tagline that I've ever seen for Jess Chambers. By the way, right. Jess Chambers is a gender fluid, non-binary speedster from Earth 11. That's what the book's going to be primarily about, and I probably just won't find that interesting. Not to say it's not
the title of the book.
Huh? Yeah,
it's actually the title of the book. Jess Quick, gender fluid.
I mean, I wouldn't even put it past it at this point with how much that is the pitch line for it. They're obviously trying to cater to people who want that type of a superhero, and that's fine. Everyone needs a superhero for them. And if you want it to be Jess Quick, the Kid Quick character, that's cool. But before people start asking me 1,001 different ways, because they already do, about what I feel about, that's what I feel. I get a feeling the book won't be for me. It's like the old school American Chavez book that was all about her being a lesbian. Oh, she also multiverse traveled at the same time. Wasn't for me, obviously.
Right.
So I feel like this was DC's response to when Marvel released those two very stereotypical characters,
Snowflake and Safe Space.
Something like that, where I don't think they ever plan on saying that again, because I haven't seen it since. But I think this was them going, you know what? Let's try and do that without offending people.
Right. And then I find this is probably a far less offensive way to do it.
Yeah.
Me being not in any of those camps, I don't know how offensive Snowflake and Space Base were, but for what I did read, that whole camp was not happy with that naming convention.
No. Yeah, that New Warriors book was just advertised and then never came out.
Yeah.
But this, I feel, is a far less offensive way to do it.
Oh, yeah.
I will be interested if the book is just about a speedster. I'll be on board, but I got a feeling it's going to be about the gender fluid, non-binary speedster. So it's gonna be about her or their dating and all that other stuff. So,
well, don't forget also, like, this is what CBR is saying. It's not like the official DC like byline. Like,
true.
The character's name isn't gender fluid, you know. So I feel like CBR is editorializing a little bit, where they're like, don't forget, like I know that it doesn't like. My advertising clicks don't care whether you are pro or anti inclusion in comics. Right. So if I include words that you have Google alerts for, it'll get you to click on my article.
That's
so
true.
Whether it matters to DC that they are non-binary or whatever is irrelevant. It's what CBR wants you to take away from this. So it could just be that it's a lot of talk for nothing. But
I mean, I'm all for inclusion. I'm all for everyone having a superhero for them. It just,
I
don't expect to be too interested in this one.
Well, for me, it's like, another character that goes fast.
That's also the worst part, because I hate to say it, but I love speedsters, but there's like 5 in the core family.
Yeah.
There's always been like at least 4, and I'm like,
here's at least with the Spider-Man situation, they're like, no, Miles has Venom Blast. Miles can go invisible. Miles is different from Peter. And then you're like, Spider-Gwen, they're like, oh, she was a little too close. So she has a symbiote all the time. You're like, each of the Spider people all have different versions. Yeah. And then you're like, okay, Barry's fast. Wally's a little faster. Kid Flash, not as fast. Impulse from the future, also fast. And Jay Garrick, he's old, not as fast as the other ones, but he's wise.
Yes. Max Mercury, fast and agile.
Right, and Jesse Quick, daughter of Max Mercury, kind of intelligent because she knows the formula.
Yep.
And now
don't forget about
and now
don't
it's
forget
gonna-
about Johnny Quick, who's also around
Right,
sometimes.
yeah, Johnny Quick pops in, and now it's going to be, and also Jess Chambers, the gender fluid, non-binary one. Like, is that
Well, the
gonna
best
be
part is we're also forgetting about Avery, the Flash that's in China.
the Chinese Flash? What is her powers? Being Chinese,
fast.
apparently.
Yeah, being Chinese and fast. Also, don't forget Wally's kids. They're both fast.
Like, of
Or
all the
Dawn and Dawn that we just saw in the most recent Flash finale.
Yeah,
There you go.
Of all the families to put in this new character to put inclusion in, you put it in like one of the biggest DC families where they have no differing abilities. Because
I guess that maybe that's their strategy. They're like, no one will even notice. Like people who care, they'll buy it.
Yeah.
And people who don't or might get upset, they won't even notice.
that might be, maybe that's it. Maybe that's the plan. Like, because the people that were, because I can already tell you, I don't look for it normally, but I guarantee you there's hate articles about that and the Mariko Starfire daughter one. They're probably like neck and neck right now.
right. There's a reason why they didn't make Supergirl gay.
Didn't they kind of do that in the show?
Did they?
I mean,
Well,
they
on the
kind
show,
of
but in the comics, I mean, where they're like, officially, Kara Zor-El is gay.
I would buy
like,
that more than anything.
but that paints more of a target on them, where
Yeah,
they're
that's
like,
true.
yeah, that's a little too high profile. Even though, like, I read Peter David's Supergirl run. That's all the Supergirl I'm really familiar with. I don't recall there being much in the way of dealing, and that wasn't even Kara, but like.
Kara didn't date anyone other than Lex, as far as I can remember.
I was gonna say, like, Kara's relationships, there's like less there to disrupt by changing her sexual orientation than like Iceman. But it just, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, it makes sense for them to be like, no, we'll make another Flash.
Anyway,
All right.
a little off topic there. Let's move forward.
Yeah.
The new Justice League is announced in here. The new roster is going to
Yay.
include Superman, Batman, Aquaman all appear, along with a surprising addition of Black Adam. Guarantee you that's going to be the only fallout from Endless Winter.
Yep.
And coincidentally, there'll be a movie starring The Rock about Black
That's what I was
Adam.
about to
So
say.
we're gonna really want to get some.
I hate DC doesn't normally take their villains and make them all full-blown hero, but I guarantee you DC is like, so The Rock's not playing Shazam? No, he's playing Black Adam. Right, the villain. Why is it a villain?
Right. Yeah.
WB guarantees something came down from on high that Black Adam has to be in an ongoing book before we get The Rock to promote the. I guarantee someone at WB was like, okay, so what's your plans for Black Adam? They're like, he's gonna fight Shazam. No, we got The Rock, and you want to make him a villain that pops up once every 6 issues.
You do realize, Justice
like
League?
you do realize you don't need The Rock to put him everywhere, right?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he can go anywhere. He can do anything. You just change the status quo. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm expecting this to be very similar to the Lex Luthor being on the Justice League, where it's everyone's like, well, is he going to be on the good side? When's he going to like swap back to the bad side? Can we really trust him? And it's just going to do that whole
Well,
thing.
Black Adam and
that
Sinestro
makes
have always
sense.
Black Adam and Sinestro have always been they're good when they want to be.
Exactly.
Right.
I feel like
then-
Sinestro changes freaking rings like he changes his underwear. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm
It's
green,
like-
and I'm yellow, and I'm green, and I'm yellow.
Yep.
It's like, I'm feeling a little green today. Yeah, let's put that on.
Yeah, I got a little less fear today.
I loved that little death metal tie-in. That I don't even know if it's going to matter to anything. Hal's just like,
No,
we know we need you.
Yeah.
you're green now. Let's go. Okay. No, I mean, I don't think Superman's going to be a dark side clone either. So,
That's true. Yeah.
incidentally, this is the only unlike the Flash promo image, which shows Dr. Flash Hatton. In the Infinite Frontier promo, Wally West is in his red Flash costume, so that's nonsense. But if you actually look at the Justice League promo, which does have Black Adam front and center over Batman, so clearly we know what side their bread is buttered on. We also notice that we have possibly Wonder Woman in Hippolyta's outfit or whatever. Like I don't know. It looks like that might be Immortal Wonder Woman.
Okay. I just realized something.
Maybe.
Okay, take your arm, okay, the image that we have, and Dylan put it on screen here. Cover everything from Damien to the left, and that's the TV show lineup.
Yep.
That is all the new shows that they want to promote.
Movies,
The new Superman show, the new Green Lantern on HBO, Black Lantern's the movie, Wonder Woman the movie, and then Batman. Because Batman, even without him, movie coming out as well. So the only one that has a show or movie that is doing well is The Flash, who got pushed to the side. Because over there, Harley Quinn, I loved the movie, but not everyone did. Put her over there.
She's in the front.
And then they put Aquaman like as the guy that's the divide between them all. Like, just in case the movie does well, we'll have him like he's in the movie group.
You like Aquaman, you know?
Don't worry, we'll get him more tattoos in Infinite Frontier.
Until he's nothing but tattoos.
Okay, so back to the team though. The new Justice League is going to have not only Black Adam, but Green Arrow and Black Canary are also going to be there. And Green Arrow is going to lead us. I think that's going to be interesting. Green Arrow leading Black Adam. How is that even going to work?
Oh wait, just wait till the next sentence for who else is on the team.
Despite their absence of the roster, we have Blue Beetle, Booster Gold. Yes!
Yeah! They watched our D&D. They were like, they can be cool. Let's use them again.
Wonder Woman
People
also
like this? Okay.
And then, of course, we got the Titans, which was heavily implied. I'm actually really happy that they're keeping Crush around. Out of the three new characters, Jin, Crush, and Roundhouse, I loved Loba, Crush, and I loved Jin. Roundhouse, take him or leave him. I don't care either way. But Crush and Jin, and I like that this is probably going to, since they're keeping Crush, they're probably going to continue the Jin storyline. Where, like, she's a free genie right now. Like,
yeah. Roundhouse was essentially just the, hey, we can't use Beast Boy. All right, let's just make a new version of him. Cool.
Yep.
Multiverse is going to matter. Kid Quick is not just a future state character, they're also from another Earth entirely. Indeed, Jesse is a part of Team Justice. Earth 11's Team Justice, who first appeared in DC's Merry Multiverse #1. I think I didn't read that. I think it just came out. Another multiversal hero on the cover is Calvin Ellis, a.k.a. President Superman, hailing from Earth 23. He's a big part of the Multiversity storyline, a story that features heroes from across the multiverse. With both Kid Quick and President Superman, it's likely that Multiversity's ideas are here to stay. Multiversity's ideas have never left, though. Of everything that Grant Morrison has done overall. And I'm a fan of Grant Morrison's Doomsday Clock and some of the Green Lantern run.
He didn't write Doomsday Clock.
No, Doomsday... What's the name of it? Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol. What I'm thinking of. Yeah. I like
too many Dooms.
Yeah, too many Dooms. I like a lot of his older stuff too, such as just a lot of the stuff he's done. Multiversity has been referenced nonstop since he did it.
Yeah, especially with Snyder still around. Like, no, it's nonstop multiverse. Trust me.
Yeah.
Like, out of all the ideas that have been introduced to DC over the last 10 years, Multiversity is one of those things that is not going anywhere anytime soon.
No, it's been around for a while, so I don't know why they say like, it's here to stay. Like, they didn't imply it was going away.
Yeah. Crackerjack writing.
Okay, so the Bat family is the other big thing. Red Hood, the Bat. So we got Nightwing, Red Hood, Catwoman, Harley Quinn. You know what? With how much they want to push Harley Quinn, I actually feel that this was long overdue. Harley Quinn being officially a part of the Bat family with her ties to Joker, every other character in the universe of Batman, I do feel like this was long overdue.
Yeah.
I agree with you in terms of I expected it a lot longer ago than it happened.
Yeah.
Like, well, especially if, like, by the time they had the show where she's the hero of her own story and the movie where she's the hero of her own story, it's like, I'm surprised they didn't make that much synergy.
I do find this weird. So there's obviously Barbara Gordon is back to being Oracle. She's on the laptop. They didn't give Red Hood his iconic Red Hood back.
No, they're putting him back into like the other stuff, like the Red Hood and the Outlaws outfit.
Right, but even in the game that's coming out, he's back in the actual like helmet. Like,
yeah, because it looks good. Because it doesn't look like he's playing paintball.
That's what he does on the weekends. He just doesn't change before going out to do superheroing.
Yeah, he's like, oh crap, Batman's calling. Quick, shoot me with red as fast as you can. Okay, let's go.
Damien's obviously in his new outfit, Damian Wayne outfit. we got spoiler up and cut off on the promo image.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just they cropped the image.
next
I've seen a
return.
bigger version of it. It's
Yeah, where's the bigger version? Because I need to see who's on this for my actual.
I honestly have no idea because their search has been really terrible. Like their ability to get this out to people has been very bad.
Yeah.
Like we're
Okay,
looking at
hold
the
on.
worst article about this to get this information.
That answers my question. Okay, so this is good that I looked this up because I was going to state I find it funny that this new Batwoman that was in the 5G and promo images, the black Batwoman, is not on
Yes.
here. She doesn't appear to be. It looks like it's still Kate Kane.
Yeah, I think that was just them getting Jim Lee to draw the show version.
Yeah.
To
You
show
don't thi-
like synergy.
I thought
I don't think
they were gonna do a comic book reason why they were gonna swap out.
I assumed that as well, but I think that they dropped it.
So if you look at this image of the Bat family, we got Batman, we got Spoiler, we got Orphan. What is she going by now? Because I know she was going to potentially.
I think
be
it's
Bat-
Orphan.
Batgirl.
Is she going to be Batgirl?
If I remember right, the two, Stephanie and Orphan, were around calling themselves Batgirl because they would call back to Oracle and call her Batgirl Prime. And she's like, this isn't the
Yes.
time to talk about that.
Okay, because
right.
she's there and she's not in costume. So we got the two new
Right.
Batgirls. We got Batwoman. We got Nightwing. We got Catwoman. We got Signal. He's up at the far right. Like, don't forget me.
Signal is like he's one more promo image away from not being in promo images anymore.
You know what?
He's like, this is
looking
it.
at this. Harley Quinn, Damian, Red Hood, Tim Drake. Who is that? Right? Is that
I think
Bird?
that-
Don't know who that is to the left.
No, I know who that is. She used to be Huntress. And I
Oh.
guess she still is, but that's the new costume.
Oh, Huntress.
That's the new,
Okay,
that's the new 52 costume.
No, I thought you were talking about the dude between Red Hood.
I don't know who
and,
that dude is.
Punchline.
That dude is weird. I don't know who that is. Punchline Joker is in the Bat family, I guess. But
He's getting his own book.
oh, that's right. Yeah, and Grifter, who's in the blue suit next to Grifter.
That he is a character that's being introduced in like the next story arc or something like that.
Okay,
It looks
okay,
like
and then
someone stole
Ghostmaker.
Jim Gordard's suit.
Ghostmaker
Yeah.
and Signal are both so far on the outskirts. It's like they could disappear at any moment. Buy their books.
Yeah. But did you hear about what the new status quo for Ghostmaker is going to be?
What's that?
I don't want to spoil anything for everybody, but I will. So 3, 2, 1. He's the new Alfred.
Yeah. I actually
I
really
didn't
like
know
that
that,
they're
no.
going in that direction. I really liked that they're doing that.
And then we have the
Yeah.
mystery guy that looks like a member of the Court of Owls or something, standing on top of the light post in the way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy looks like he's going to be related to whatever the heck Damian's up to.
That
be cool.
would make sense, yeah, because Damian's doing something. I'm just surprised they're not putting him back because they've done it 3 times recently where he's learned the lesson and he's moving on, and then the next reboot, it's like, and he's Robin.
You know, this is total conjecture, made up. It has no bearing on anything. But you'll notice that there's a strong nostalgia for the animated series, particularly among the creative teams. And so you've seen a lot of like integration of animated stuff into the Prime comic Bat family things.
Right.
Like Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis, most recently the Phantasm and so forth. Do you guys remember that episode of Batman Beyond when Ra's al Ghul invaded the body of Talia and then tricked Bruce into coming to the Lazarus Pit so that he could download his personality into Bruce's body and pretend to be the offspring of Talia and Bruce?
No.
Okay, well... Well, excuse me, but I'm going to put on my Batman Beyond fanboy hat and just... what if Damian is Ra's al Ghul?
Yeah. I actually...
Like Ra's al Ghul downloaded himself into Damian. That's why he's not Robin.
That's what you mean. Okay, that would be interesting. I'd be down for that.
Like he's been like, you know what I mean? Like, so at some point or another, there's going to be this crucial moment, probably when the League of Assassins comes to take Batman down, and he's like, "Okay, Damian, let's do this." And he's like, "I think not, detective." And Batman's like, "Ooh!" He's like, "I've been your son for the last 2 years of stories."
Didn't you notice when I went out drinking? Anyway.
No, I just let you do whatever you want because I'm a rich parent.
Ghostmaker, raise my kid. You're the new Alfred.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to close out today's episode because I just checked the time and saw how late this went, where it was supposed to be a quick 30 minutes.
Sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure the audience is going to love it. Don't forget to check us, me and Sal, out on the Absolute Comics Show every Tuesday over at the Twitch channel and a week later on our YouTube channel. Check out me and Dan on Comics Experiment every Saturday right here at the YouTube channel and every Thursday live at twitch.tv/Comicstorian. And Dan, you got a stream you want to promote for this one?
Yeah, you can stop by to my stream where I play Apex Legends at Silu91, CYLOO91. But I also want to mention that this podcast was sponsored by two fantastic companies. G Fuel, where you can use the code COMICS at checkout for 10% off, and Warby Parker Eyewear, where you can go to our link down below to try 5 pairs of glasses at home for free.
And this will probably be the last time you see Hat Benny until the next holidays.
This was an exclusive preview for you guys.
All right, guys, thank you so much for your continued support. We really do appreciate it. Trying times here at YouTube, but you guys have always been there for us, and we really do appreciate you helping keep this going, this whole thing. You guys are incredible. Sal, you're awesome as always. Dan, I still kind of like you.
I'm on the fence as well, so I don't blame you.
Make sure you check out Comic Pop, Silo91, and we'll see you guys next time right here.